What's up, fellas? We're going to do a quick overview on my yz450fx 2024 model. I'm going to give you my likes, my dislikes. There's not many dislikes. I've only ridden it once, put like a little 40-minute session in, and we'll go from there. So let's start off with the upgrades I have done to this. I have pretty much all the GYTR components that are on it, all the protection parts. I got the clutch cover. We have the offset axle blocks and blue Annie, brake clevis, just little bling items. We have the chain guide and the ignition cover. I like them, a little different. We also just put the fresh perps on, Renthal limited edition. 2 years ago I wasn't able to get my hands on these. They finally came back out for a limited time. I grabbed 2 sets and probably going to order another 2 sets and stash them for other bikes. Got the fresh whitey ODI grips. We have hydraulic clutch, GYTR, Brembo, awesome, adjustable. I much prefer the hydraulic feel, lighter pull than a cable clutch. GYTR front brake line clamp. We got the GYTR radiator guards. These are super sturdy aluminum. These are like 300 bucks. They're expensive. GYTR Yamaha, probably Sycra. They're made by Sycra. They're foldable too. Pretty dialed. Suspension's done by Factory Connection, set up for GNCC and hair scrambles and all that good stuff. It's super plush, super soft. I've had enough bikes to know now what I like, what I prefer, and that is a nice, supple, soft suspension. I hate MX suspension. I don't really go to tracks too much anymore, so it's more tailored towards the off-road stuff. And if you take an MX bike into the woods, you'll know what I'm talking about. It beats you to hell. It is not enjoyable to ride. Suspension is the #1 upgrade you can do. Even if you buy a bike brand new and you're into this sport, just get your suspension done, tailored for you and what you like to do. So if you do moto and some woods, you can get a hybrid setup. But man, if you just strictly do the off-road stuff, it's so much better when it's set up for that. It just eats up everything. I mean, yeah, I can still go to a track and jump this thing. I mean, not super crazy because it is soft. I also had them put the O-ring right here. I think this should come standard on every bike from the factory. It's so cheap. I like to know how much travel I'm using. Stupid stuff like that just needs to come with the bike. We also have the GYTR fan, especially on these 450s. They like to run hot. All 4 strokes do. It kicks on. I don't think you can set a time on it or a temp, but I'm assuming like 185, 190, somewhere around there. With this particular bike, we're going to keep it super simple OEM look. I like the look of the blue OEM style. I'm not a fan of graphics too much anymore. I like the integrated, you know, decals, like the factory edition KTMs. It's just simple, and I like the clean look of the Yamaha. I have numbers coming. We're not going ballistic. Might throw a fender decal on just to protect it from scratches or stuff like that. We'll see. But I like the OEM clean look. There's nothing like a fresh OEM looking bike, in my opinion. Especially with the perps, with the white grips. Psh, yo, hard to beat. What else? We have, it comes with a skid plate. Good skid plate. It's not on there right now because I'm going to do oil change soon. Full protection, standard. 18-inch wheel, obviously, off-road. I will say this, I've had some recent bikes with the 19-inch wheel and I've gone back to back. I much prefer, even if I was just doing moto, the 18-inch rear wheel. It has a lot more cushion, and it's a thicker sidewall. Stop you from pinch flats. It's more comfortable overall. I've had a lot of bikes. I know what I like, and I can tell the difference. 18-inch for the win for off-road or moto. It's just you have to go back to back and really ride them to see what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Kickstand life, I put the KTM strap on. I made it a little short. You can go check that out. This should come standard. I mean, I'm sure that's not gonna, you know, flop down when you're jumping or anything, but this is just for peace of mind. Should come standard. Keeps it nice and tight. Standard O-ring chain comes with. Now, the overall power of this bike, like I said, it is super friendly. Super friendly. It doesn't rip your arms off. I got 0 arm pump when I rode this thing for 40 minutes straight, and I haven't been riding too much because I got hurt. I grenaded myself, broke handlebars on my other bike, and yeah, it was pretty violent. So I've been healing up, riding a little bit here and there, getting the groove back, because I'm still, my ribs are like beatered up right now, and I got black and blue on the side of my ribs, so it's pretty gnar. But that's pretty much it for upgrades. My overall thoughts, it's super comfortable, lower seat, lower suspension from the factory. One thing I don't like is this front brake. It's super spongy. This is all Japanese bikes. Like, I wish all Japanese bikes came with Brembos. We have Brembo over here. We're gonna probably do an upgrade. I'm gonna see maybe if I get some air bubbles out of this. Maybe there's some in there, but it's a common issue. They're spongy. So Chris Kiefer, what he does, he puts a 2007 KTM master cylinder and a 2006 or so yz450 brake caliber, and I think like a 2022 brake line. So I might do that setup. He puts that on all his bikes, and you get that nice feel. I'm so used to the KTM feel of the brakes, and like I don't know if I can deal. This will annoy me. So it's like $300 to do everything with the parts, the OEM parts. So we might do that. Exhaust is super quiet, very quiet. With the baffle they put in here, everything is tuned from Yamaha to make this bike more tailored to the off-road. But again, it's a 450 and she does go, but it's very friendly, no complaints. So gonna tear this thing down probably in the next couple of days, re-grease everything, the headset, rear linkage, swing arm, take about an hour and a half. That's mandatory when you get a new bike. I don't care what anyone says, grease the stuff, because when you wash it, all that water gets in there. You want the grease to stop everything from rusting, especially if you're going to keep the bike for a little bit. You know, it's just simple maintenance. Don't be lazy. That's just what I do. You don't want to do it, that's you. But I like to do things the right way. I'm very particular with my bikes. Everything's got to be mint. I like everything done the proper way, everything torqued correctly. So that's it. But I think that'll wrap this video up. Not too much more to talk about. I think that's about it. She's dialed. I'm probably gonna throw the new AT82 tire on this. These have MX33s on them. They're decent, but I think I prefer the MX or the AT82 in the rear. And I think that'll be it. Like I said, she has some good upgrades, some nice trickery to her, and I can't wait to race this and get this in the woods. I want to go ride in the woods here and get a real feel for her and the tight stuff, and it should be good. Like, I like the fact that you can stay in one gear for the majority of the time, like second or third. Like third gear going into a tight corner, if you come into it with a decent amount of speed and keep it flowy, this thing will just pull you right out of it. 250F, got to clutch it, falls on its face. So I do like the fact that you could just keep riding in a gear and it pulls forever. That's what I do like about this. Even over the 350, this pulls a lot further than the 450 or the 350. So in a sense, it's almost easier to ride. That's how I feel about it. The vet rider status. That's why the vet riders, the 350 and the 450, they go for the big dogs, because in a way they're easier to ride. I've had 250s. My bike's a choice, or now one of these. I haven't ridden the KTM 450 off-road models, but 302 strokes, 350s, and now this. I'm gonna add this to the arsenal because this is nice. I like this. So I'll probably kill the video here. I'll drop another video soon. I'll check you guys out. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're building up some subscribers. We're almost at 200. We're just a mom and pop little YouTube channel, nothing crazy. It's not my life. So I'll check you guys out on the next video.